Good morning, Crosspointe kids. It's Leanne back with you again from my house to yours. So excited to be with you. Hope you've had an amazing week. If you're like me, you might be needing to get up and get moving a little bit today. So we're gonna kick it off with a game, right, to start off. It's called the Game of Threes. And you're gonna need to go get some things for us to play this game. First thing is somebody in your family needs to go get a laundry basket. And it needs to be empty, so hopefully you don't have to dump out too many clothes, Mom. But get an empty laundry basket. And then everybody needs to go get 3 pairs of socks. And you're gonna take those 3 pairs of socks and you're gonna roll them together so that you have a ball. So everybody in your family needs 3 pairs of socks. They can be any color you want. So pause here, go get your 3 socks, and then come right back. All right, everybody's got their 3 pairs of socks, right? Okay, this game is called Games of Threes, and it's gonna be played in a couple of different rounds. So I'm gonna play the first round with you, and then you'll have it on the screen for you to keep playing with your family, as many rounds as you want. Now, you can keep score in this game if you want, or you can just play for fun. I'll let that be up to your family. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna set your laundry basket across the room from you so that you have enough space. Now, in every round, I'm gonna give you a category of things. And you get to name 3 things in that category. If you name 3 things, you'll get 3 shots that round, 3 socks. If you can only name 1, then you'll get 1 pair of socks for that round. So for the first round, let's name 3 things that we're thankful for. I'm thankful for my house. I'm thankful for my very cute little puppy. And I am thankful for lots of friends. So there's my 3 socks. You go ahead and name your 3. Okay, now that you've named your 3 and you've got your socks, everybody's gonna line up and you gotta try to make a 3-point shot and get those socks into the laundry basket. 1, 2, 3. I made all 3 of mine. How did you do? All right, your next 3 categories are gonna pop up on the screen so you can play with your family. You can scoot as far away from the laundry basket as you want, or you can do up closer. If you've got little brothers and sisters, they might need to stay a little closer, but try to play the Game of Threes. I hope you enjoyed the Game of Threes with your family and you got to talk about lots of different things. Things that we know are true, things that we've seen God do this week. Things that we're thankful for and people that we're praying for. It's an awesome way to play a game with your family and to talk a little bit as well. Before we go on to our story today, I'm gonna let you stand up again and sing some songs and dance. Go to playlist 1, pick out a couple of your favorite songs, make your family dance along. See who's got the best dance moves today. If you take a video, send it to me. I wanna see it. Last Sunday, we celebrated Easter together, which is a celebration of the best day ever. How in 3 days, things went from the worst ever of Jesus, who is perfect and had never done anything wrong, dying on the cross because of the wrong that we had done. And all of the fear and all of the scariness around that. And then on day 3, everything changed. And the women went to the tomb and found instead an empty tomb and an angel telling them that everything was going to be okay because Jesus was alive. And we're going to pick up the story right there where we left off last week and see what happened next. And the story is from the book of John, chapter 20. So a bunch of Jesus's disciples hadn't seen him yet, and they had heard rumors that the tomb was empty, but really they were scared and they didn't know what to do. So they gathered together in a house and they made sure that all of the doors were locked. So I want you to gather together. I want you to run around, make sure your doors are locked. Okay, now they're all gathered in the room and I want you to act scared. I don't know what we're gonna do, guys. I don't know what we're gonna do. They say the tomb is empty. There are still people out trying to find us. I'm really scared. I don't know what we're supposed to do next. And they were in that room and they were scared. And all of a sudden, in a locked room, Jesus shows up in the middle of the room without them having to go and open the door and let him in. And the first thing he says is peace. Peace. His disciples had heard him say peace before. And I'm glad that he started there because they probably were even more scared to have him back there with them. And he showed them his hands and his side. And when they realized it was really him, they were overjoyed, dancing around, jumping up and down. Show me how to get excited now. Yeah, they were so excited that Jesus was there with them. And Jesus talked with them and he said, again, peace be with you. Don't be afraid. Peace. As the Father sent me, I am sending you. And then he breathed on them and said, receive the Holy Spirit. Well, this changed everything for these disciples. And the disciples ran out and they found Thomas, who wasn't with them that day. And they said, Thomas, you won't believe it. We saw Jesus. He's alive. Everything's going to be okay. But Thomas looked at them and said, okay, I'm not really sure I believe you. Unless I see it and I see his hands and his side, I'm not gonna believe it. Thomas earned the nickname here as Doubting Thomas. He didn't believe them. A week later, Thomas was with the other disciples and they were again gathered in the house together. And Thomas was with them and the doors again were locked and they're all in the room, and all of a sudden Jesus again shows up in the middle of the room and he stood among them and he said, peace be with you. And then he said to Thomas, Thomas, put your hand here. See my side. Reach out your finger and you can put it in the hole in my hand. Stop doubting and believe. Thomas said to him, my Lord and my God. And Jesus said, because you've seen me, you've believed. But blessed are those who have not seen and yet believed. Who do you think he was talking about there? About people who have not seen him, but believe that this story is true. That's right. He was kind of talking about you, that you have the chance to hear this story and believe it, and believe that what he said actually happened, that Jesus came and died on a cross for you, but he didn't stay dead and he came back again and he is alive forever. It is really the best news ever. And we don't have to be like Doubting Thomas. We can believe even without seeing Jesus with our eyes, and we can know that that is true, that he gives us his peace and his Holy Spirit because of what he did for us. Isn't that an amazing story? Each time one of Jesus's disciples heard the news or saw Jesus again, it changed them and they had to go and share that news with someone else. So what I want you to do is, if you have dominoes or wooden blocks or Lego blocks in your house, I want you to get a couple of them and I want you to stand them up in a line. What do you think happens when you knock down one in the line? Go ahead and set yours up and then come back with me. I didn't have dominoes in my house, but I had my little Jenga blocks and I've got them all set up in a line. And see, what happens is when one of us hears the good news about Jesus and believes that it's true and believes that he really did come back from the dead for us, it's like we set up this line of dominoes and we can't wait to tell everybody we know about all that Jesus did. And it's like a ripple effect that goes forth and everyone hears the good news. All right, let's do a little bit of a science experiment to show what it's like to get the good news of Jesus. So you're gonna need your baking soda and your vinegar and a plate and then a small container. And if you want, you can add food coloring. So I'm gonna sprinkle some baking soda all over my plate here. This represents all the people in the entire world, all the people you know. It could be your friends at school, it could be your friends online, your neighbors, your grandma, everybody. And then some in the cup, that's gonna be you. All right, so here you are. I'm gonna go ahead and put some food coloring in there just to make it nice and bright so you can see what's happening on there. So a couple of drops of food coloring and stir that up. You can go ahead and get yours set up while I'm working here too. So in the middle here, this is your cup, and maybe you have been going to church for a while, or your parents have been talking to you about God, and so you're starting to understand the things about God a little bit, and so that's kind of representing that food coloring there. It's starting to kind of change you a little bit. All right, so now, when you hear the good news about Jesus and you decide that you are going to follow him and that you believe him, it is the best news in the world. It is the best day ever that we celebrated last week. And that's going to be represented by the vinegar here. So what you're going to do in a minute is you're going to take this good news vinegar and you're going to pour it into your life. Now, what do you think is going to happen? You can try it out at home first if you want, and then you can come back and watch me. Or if you don't have the things, you can just watch along with me. Okay, so now we're going to take this good news of Jesus, and we have heard the good news, and we have decided that we believe it. And so we're going to pour that good news into our life and watch what happens. It bubbles over, and you just can't contain it. When we receive the good news about Jesus, it affects not only our life, but the world of everyone around us, because we get to share the good news about Jesus and the fact that he has changed our lives forever. And that is the best news ever.
Hi, kids. Go. And make disciples of all nations.
Matthew 28:19.
So if you can get outside today, go ahead and go out and make your own obstacle course. And if you can't get outside, maybe you can do one inside with paper. And it's okay to add some silly things in there too. I added some frog hops and some spins just for fun.
We love you guys. We're praying for you, and we hope that you have an amazing week, knowing the truth of the good news that Jesus did come back, that Jesus has told us to have peace, to receive his Holy Spirit, and to share his good news and make disciples everywhere we go. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.